in closing, I would just like to say that we do need everybody's help. It is vitally important that the commissioners' wives take an active interest in the arts. We can't do it without you, so we will be looking forward to working with each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I do want to emphasize that the work of a commissioner really involves his whole family. I mean, it's kind of like the job of mayor, you know. It's not just a one-man or one-woman operation. We all have to do our part.
What is the record for the longest ladies' luncheon? I'm sure you must have broken it some time ago.
Well, you must be used to it. You must be a veteran of these wars.
Yeah, I suppose so. Are you okay? I was surprised that you came.
Thanks for it. Believe it or not, I needed to get out. I mean, my parents' death devastated me, but I just don't want to dwell on it forever, you know? I think it's better to just immerse myself in projects, perhaps.
Yeah, I've tried that remedy myself on occasion.
Well, did it work for you?
Sometimes.
Community projects, they keep me occupied, if nothing else.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm not the community projects type. I mean, I know they're important and they really play a needed role. It's just that I guess it's not me.
What is?
I don't know. I do know I need a bit more adventure in my life, though, and this doesn't quite make it.
Sure. I can believe a lady like you would be hard to settle down. I mean, with your background, your ladies' luncheons, they must seem awfully tame.
For a while, it didn't bother me. I enjoyed them. But ever since Luke and Laura left, I've had this nagging feeling that I should be doing something more with my life.
Oh, yeah, they're taking off me a lot of the videos.
You know, it's funny when I look back on my old life. Even though it was somewhat left of the war, and it was something that I would certainly never, ever want to go back to, it does gall me that the excitement I have these days is venturing into the exotic world of cooking.
Well, I think we've let the time run on longer than I anticipated. So, if anyone has anything more to discuss? No?
No.
Then I think we really should bring this meeting to a close.
Oh, it's been such a marvelous idea. You know, we should really plan regular meetings.
Must we?
Such a shame that Leslie couldn't make the meeting.
Oh, I know. Apparently, there was just a flood of patients in the clinic, and Alan couldn't handle the overload. I don't know. It sounded kind of serious.
Oh, dear, I hope there's nothing going around.
Well, we'll find out when we get back there.
Yes.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
It really was wonderful of you, and I think if there's nothing more, we really will call it quits right now. I have to get back to the hospital.
Yes,
I'm sure you all have to stay.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Well, me too, actually. I have to see my accountant, you know. My financial situation has all of a sudden got quite complicated. What about you today?
Oh, nothing much. I suppose if I'm feeling especially reckless, I might go another round or two with the food processor. See you soon.
Holly, I just wanted to say that I think it's marvelous the way you've been able to adjust yourself to being a commissioner's wife.
Thank you, Ruth.
I know it must be very difficult to turn your back on the past and try to find a niche here in Port Charles, but you really do fit in, and it's just awfully nice to have you here.
Well, I enjoy it.
Good. I'm glad. See you later.
Oh, hey, love. Did you get that disaster in the kitchen sorted out?
Actually, no. Gail's luncheon went on so long. It was so unbelievably dull. I didn't have the heart to wade into that mess in the kitchen. I figured we'd go out for dinner.
Not tonight.
Why not?
Well, homework. No time.
Anything interesting?
Oh, not really. Drug ring we're trying to bust up. A couple of murders we know we're close to solving. Just a day in the life of the average urban crime fighter.
And when do you get to the really tough cases, like boredom or uselessness?
No, I've got some petty stuff here, like, this list of complaints. Everything has to be investigated, but there's just never enough hours in the day.
Well, what kind of complaints?
Well, there's, crank calls, accusations of a scam, stuff like that.
Oh, that sounds like my kind of crime.
Yeah, well, it's the sort of thing we get every day. It's trivial, but it all has to be investigated.
Well, You're obviously occupied with far weightier matters. Why don't you let me help you with your complaint?
You?
Well, I have experience in that area, if you remember. It takes a thief, right?
Oh, wait a minute, Holly. Look, we went through all of that.
Here, an obscene phone call. Well, why don't you just tap the wire?
Well, there's approximately an obscene phone call every 30 seconds. To tap every wire in town would take more time than we've got. I mean, we wouldn't be able to get into the good stuff like murder, robbery, manslaughter.
Well, something has to be done about it.
Well, if it gets out of control, we hand it over to the phone company.
Well, hopefully the phone company will handle that a little more efficiently than they do their phone service. Okay, what else have we got here? What else looks good? Here's a disturbing the peace. Oh, that's pretty boring. A woman complaining about her husband. She needs a marriage counselor, not the police.
We have been known to moonlight on occasion.
Now, this is interesting. A woman thinks she's got ripped off for her dancing lessons?
Yeah, well, she's probably complaining because the instructor didn't make a pass at her.
No, I don't think so. Why don't you take
Look, why don't you let me handle the list of complaints, huh?
I was just trying to help.
Darling, you can be a big help if you'll toddle off into the kitchen there and whip up a nice meal of mush.
Very funny. You know, you should let me help you. I'm very good at it, and I could save you a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
This is really interesting. This woman thinks that she was dancing.
Yeah, well,
or is it afternoon?
I guess I did sleep a little late.
A little?
Well, with good reason. I mean, I was at headquarters till about 3 this morning. What's this mess here? Breakfast, maybe?
No, I'm practicing my technique for dinner tonight.
Ugh.
You know, this is homemade pasta. By the time I'm finished with this, I'm going to be a first-rate capo cuoco.
You always will, love. What's that?
It's a first-class gourmet chef. Read this ad. See this one? I saw it when I read it this morning.
Be a star.
You know what I think?
What?
I think that has something to do with that complaint that you were telling me about yesterday. What do you think?
You really want to know what I think?
Yeah, of course.
Stick to your pasta.
What's that?
Come on, Holly. Look, give it a read.
Read it. Oh, never mind. Just listen. Be a star. Take 10 dancing lessons. Guarantee audition for Broadway show. And then there's a telephone number.
Okay, look. We've had a few complaints, a few calls. But you can't possibly rope that in with the ad there. I mean, what if it's legitimate? I mean, it probably is just what it says, a dance studio.
And it could be a lot more. I have a very definite feeling about this.
Well, I have a very definite homicide I've got to look into.
Oh, are you making any progress with that?
A little, but it's tough.
Oh, my. The pasta, they say if you leave it alone, it's going to get hard.
Huh? Hey, look. You still making all this stuff here?
Yes. This stuff, your information, is going to be delicioso. That's Italian for out of this world.
Really? Well, as I'll be home for dinner, what are we having?
So funny.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, arrivederci. That's another Italian
I
word.
know what
that
it means. Just get out of
Get out of here, right.
On the way out.
Did I see you?
What are you doing? Don't tell me. You're opening an Italian restaurant.
Believe me, this can be very tricky. How's Grunt?
Oh, he's okay. He's happy to be working anyway, at least temporarily.
Yeah, I can imagine. We're all better when we have something to do.
I know I am. Holly, I love my work. I get days gone before I know it.
Well, I think it's wonderful that we all have something to do and something that we like, because that's very important, isn't it? I mean, take me. You? I could have a future as a pasta maker.